All right, how you doing? My name is Alan Reltford. Um, so I got the results back from the investigation done by the district today. I'm going to add it, I guess, to the post. I gave them every confidence that I thought that they could do and provide a fair and impartial and unbiased investigation. Now I'm going to let you guys see the level of the levels and lengths they're willing to do and go to cover themselves. Because just remember, one act of discrimination that they could have said did happen would completely affect them. But I thought that Dr. Jenkins, Tyler Lucas, Lauren Myers. I thought that these were people with some substance uh, that would at least have the integrity to be honest. Um, I thought Mr. Bohannon, the eighth grade principal, would be someone with some substance, and some integrity. Not true. This is not true. I have learned today that West Claremont Middle School and the district are willing to blanket statement basically that uh, I'm so upset right now. Are willing to blanket statement that any possibility of discrimination was really just uh, errors in communication. Back in May, when they required that I be present for Natalie's practices and games, because the need to have someone on hand to administer uh, her emergency medicines and things like that, um, wasn't even clearly defined. What actually was said was restated that it was only suggested I be present, and that was only after August a meeting that I participated in for an IEP meeting on August 8th, and that no wrongdoing was done at any time. The actual funny thing is, I'm going to share both allegation lists. And I want you to compare each of them and tell me if you see any discrepancies between the allegations I made and the allegations they investigated. And you're going to see in the wording how they changed it a little bit differently to suit their needs. So a lot of people have been wondering what's going to happen. I knew that they were going to try to play some kind of he said, she said for some of it. I didn't expect them to do it for the entire thing. So one of the people that I asked to come in as a witness was a district employee, and they said they could not find her. I find her every night on Facebook. She's a district employee. She's at the school 2-3 times a day. I find this amazing and funny, and I am highly disappointed. But this isn't the end. So this was just the next step. So there's other steps. So now they want to do mediation to try to resolve the issue. That's not the end. I still have a complaint to file with the United States Office of Civil Rights and the Ohio Department of Education. People that went in here because they said they had no cooperation with anything. This woman attacked me in an office with Miss Hareen and Jody Thorpe or Thorne or whatever her name is, Mr. Bohannon, the school's OT, occupational therapist. This woman attacked me in front of these people, and according to Dr. Jenkins, Benjamin Jenkins, over at the district, nobody was willing to corroborate that occurred. Actually, I think he said that the office staff could not recall that happening, but there was a meeting over it. There was a meeting called over it. So let me just I'm just gonna go ahead for a second and let me see if I can read some of this for you guys real quick. That way you guys can just understand. Oh man, I was expecting some of it, but I didn't expect them to try to explain all of it away to a blanket statement of communication error. They didn't address at all the coach's attitude and things she had done in this investigation. They asked a cheerleader. They said they asked one cheerleader if she witnessed the coach saying that witnessed the coach saying that the kids couldn't help Natalie. So one cheerleader told them, so it has to be believed. Hey Nat, Nat just woke up from a nap. They said they asked another witness that was frequent of the. That was a frequent person of the. Hold on, Natalie. I know. Okay, we'll wave to everybody. Hold on, Natalie wants to wave to everybody. Stop! You're gonna mess it up, sweetie. Here, I'll do it. I'll do it. Hold on. Sorry, Natalie wants to wave to everybody. Hello, Denise, Lynn, Ray, Heather, Stacy, Cassidy, Rhonda, Jess. All right. So, anyways, now hold on, Natalie. I want to get this done with so people don't waste their time with. Okay, go ahead. You can hit the waves. So people don't waste their time with just watching me do menial things. All right, let's go to Gmail. Yeah, so according to this, here we go. Investigation results. Hold on, Natalie. Oh, you got another one? Let's see. So, let's see. So, before the investigation began, I just want to put this out. I had a phone conversation with Lauren Myers where I asked her if she would write a statement for me about me asking to be personally made aware of cheerleading tryouts and stuff like that last year and all this and that. According to their summary of facts, I was given that notification through an email and a phone call, which I never received. But let's go to. I'm going to turn you around to this TV screen. What's up, Dave? Let's see. So these are the allegations that they're addressing. I want you to notice one specific one that I thought was hilarious. They said that one of my allegations, number 21, read this. This is so funny. On August 23rd, the parent alleges that Coach Laura inappropriately restricted his access to the cheerleaders. What? That makes no sense. Why would I say that? That is so funny. But let me show you what I did say. Let me go ahead and star this. Go up here and look at Ben Jenkins. All right, let's see. Here we go. Is this the, hold on, maybe that's not it. Hold on. I gotta find it. I apologize. Oh, that's still the same one. So this was. Hold on, Natalie. Hold on, sweetie. All right, go ahead. Hit the things. Hold on, I'm trying to find this updated version. So, anyways, while I'm looking for this, This is. I know Nat. Say hey, say hi. There's been so many communications back and forth over all this. But anyways, so while I look for that, let me turn you back around. So while I look for that, so basically what they've stated is that no wrongdoing could be found on the part of anybody in the district. Even though it's really funny. Let me go to this real quick because so funny. What, sweetheart? What, sweetheart? You want to get something to eat? All right, hold on. Why isn't this here?
Hi.
I know. Say hi to Julie. This is really embarrassing. I wish I would have pulled this up before. Now I gotta go through every one of these things. So anyways, according to these, even though that district special needs district director or whatever, Dr. Jenkins was, even though he was there and present for Tiffany Sawyer's lies, stating that the competition practices in the summer weren't the same as the competition practices or competition routines, and that they were too complicated for Natalie. They says that was why Natalie couldn't participate in the competition, was that they were too complicated. But it was the same routines that Natalie had practiced it and done during the summer. And that there was only a few girls chosen for competition, when in fact all of the girls went to competition except for Natalie. Hold on, what that? Look, the keys are over there. Well then, go look, sweetie. I have to find this. Let's see. And even though it was documented in some of these, but the funniest part of all of this is they're claiming that they never required me to be present for Natalie to participate, even though in some of them it says that they did, and then other responses to allegations they said they didn't. But I'll have to show you that once I find this. Anyways, let's see, follow up. Like I said, there's been so many different communications. Oh, here we go. Sorry it took so long. All right, hold on, let me make sure that some people are not included into this. So, all right, here we go. So, here we go. So notice, remember 21 from the other one. Hold on, give me 1 second. Let me return you guys back around. All right. So if you remember 21 from before, let's pull them up side by side. So 21. Oh, by the way, yes, they're proposing mediation. Mediate what, you ask? I have no idea. Let's see. So here we go. So here is allegations. So this is the allegation list that he went and investigated. Notice that it says on August 23rd. Hold on. No. Sorry, Natalie needs buzzed back in. Yes, I am a Star Wars nerd. So anyways, my house is a wreck right now, so I don't want you guys to see it. Sorry. Natalie, why are you knocking? It's not locked. So anyways, take those back to your room. I don't want those in here right now. I know. No, we're not. I'm dealing with this right here. All right, so again, let's look at. Sorry about that. Allegation 21. On August 23rd, the parent alleges that Coach Laura inappropriately restricted his access to the cheerleaders. That just sounds so dumb. But let's look at what the allegation list I sent them. Allegation 21. On August 23rd, the parent alleges that Coach Laura inappropriately removed his daughter from practice. That's never addressed. Anything wrongdoing related was not addressed in the investigation. Let's see. Let's look for some more. Let's go one by one. Parent alleges that in the spring. Yeah. So they explained that away by saying, "Hey, Carrie. That Natalie and I, or that I got emails and calls about it, even though I had asked specifically, asked personally to get this information in an office, is in office weekly for medical appointments and daughter's needs." So there's allegation 1. Let's compare that to allegation 1 on here. Parent alleges in the spring of 2018, the district did not provide information regarding tryouts. So they're omitting the facts. That's what they're choosing to do here. They're omitting the facts. They're choosing the narrative for this investigation. In that, parent alleges that cheerleading coaches engaged in discrimination when they suggested his daughter should try out for cheerleading next year. So the context for this was after Natalie was placed on the team. Hey, Carrie. After Natalie was placed on the team, the coaches tried to convince me not to let Natalie participate because of cheer tryouts, or not cheer tryouts, but that ordering her uniforms would cause her to be not able to participate, and because they would come in late, and there was a rule that if you didn't have a complete uniform, you could not participate. That I have emails that state this, but those were not deemed worthy of evidence, even though it was provided by the coach saying that if any cheerleader had no part of the uniform, they could not participate. They waited until July, 2 weeks before practice started, to order uniform pieces. Hey, Jody. So, Jody, since you're just now watching, the investigation completed that was done by the district, and they have omitted a ton of facts. They've blanket statement this to be errors in communication and not discrimination. So, but what I'm showing is the difference between the allegation list that I provided them. A parent alleges that cheerleading coaches engaged in discrimination when they suggested his daughter not try out next, or that his daughter should try out next year and not participate this year. Notice they left off the part where the coach specifically state, "Hey, Tina," that in the allegation that the coaches stated that this was, they didn't want her to participate this year. So the investigation is the narrative for it is that it was just errors in communication back and forth. Even the response it isn't even consistent with the question. The information I obtained from my interviews, the coach indicated that the parent indicated that he was not happy about Natalie missing the tryouts for the cheerleading squad. Of course, I was unhappy about that, but that was neither here nor there. Natalie was already on the team at the time of this conversation. The coaches both consistently stated that they informed the parent that she could try out for next year due to the fact that the same information was provided to families and non-disabled students. So basically, they're trying to act like this conversation happened before Natalie was put on the team. So, again, discrepancies. They changed the way I worded everything. Number 3, parent alleges that cheerleading coaches told his daughter that would have to pay the total cost of additional cheerleading camps when the other cheerleaders did not. Not all the cheerleaders, now this is probably the same, not all the girls participated in the first cheerleading event. I think it was a fundraiser for car washing. But all of those girls, even the ones that didn't participate, got the cost cut. Their cost was reduced to like $60 or something like that from 160. But Natalie didn't qualify for that because they said she didn't participate, but so did other girls. They didn't participate either. So, allegation 4, the parent alleges that the cheerleading coach referred to his daughter as a liability in a text message. They didn't change that one, but this one, they tried the blanket statement saying that they didn't tell they told all the girls that they shouldn't meet outside of the practice, when in fact they were told to meet outside of practice to work with each other to fine tune. You have to learn the cheers outside of practice and then fine tune them inside of practice. Parent alleges that the cheerleading coaches removed him from the GroupMe app. When Coach Laura refused to answer text messages and emails, the only other avenue to get a response to questions was I asked on the GroupMe app about if the coaches would ask if any of the parents was willing to let their kids practice with Natalie. On the other occasion was one of the girls said her bow was broke. So I posted on there, hey, let her know I have an extra bow. I was being nice. So they kicked me off the app. But they try to word it to say that I was misusing this communication tool. Then a blanket statement, July 12th. The parent alleges that the district tried to remove the student from the cheerleading squad. At the conclusion of the meeting, the district determined the student was not an official member of the squad, but was supporting the team. The parent alleges that Mr. Kirk, former athletic director, suggested that the coaches might quit if his daughter was on the cheerleading squad. So let's go over here to mine. All right. Again, they reworded the questions because I was forced on them. Where's that at? They're rewording the questions and my allegations to fit the narratives that they're trying to get. Hey, Chelsea. Let's see. 7, parent alleged. Oh, hold on. So in this right here, my investigation found that the term squad supporter was utilized, and although I was not able to ascertain if such a phrase was used by Mr. Kirk in that meeting, it was my understanding that the term was used due to the fact that many other students went to tryouts and were not selected for the cheerleading squad. The administration took into consideration that Natalie had not participated in tryouts and was permitted to participate as a squad supporter. This meant she was not held to the same expectations and standards of conduct on the field. She was allowed to not participate in cheers and at the discretion based on her stamina and other standards. While I don't believe that there is a discriminatory conduct related to this meeting, I acknowledge that the term squad supporter was problematic since Mr. Rutherford was given the impression, notice they said impression, that Natalie could join the cheerleading team in an email from her intervention specialist, since Natalie was therefore permitted to practice, dress, and participate in cheerleading activities. The squad supporter created the term squad supporter created confusion, as it had been difficult to distinguish her role from those cheerleaders who competed in tryouts and were selected for the positions. Now, remember, it says was given the impression, but let me go ahead and show you. how that impression was given to me, since it was just an impression. L-O-U. There we go. Lauren Myers. All right. Let's go all the way back to... Let's see. May 15th. I spoke with Mike Kirk, the athletic director for the middle school, and he said Natalie could join the cheerleading team. It is $250 a season, and she would have to be committed to the practices and games. Mr. Kirk can give you more information on expectations after he meets with the coaches. Sup, Chris, Emily? Sup, Tam? So this is the impression I was given. Right here. Impression. Mike Kirk. Lauren Myers being her teacher, who went and facilitated this. Let's see. At a cheerleading practice in July, the parent alleges that the cheerleading coaches did not allow other students to assist his daughter. This was true. This happened. But during my investigation, I could not find a preponderance of the evidence to support this claim. Through my interviews with individuals who attended practice in July, I was unable to identify any witnesses who reported that cheerleading coach instructed students not to help Natalie. Additionally, I interviewed a member of the cheerleading squad that refuted the allegation. She stated that the cheerleading coaches encouraged them to help Natalie. One witness who attended many cheerleading practices after this date stated this was never witnessed. Based on the evidence, I cannot find a preponderance of the evidence in the level of support with other students provided to Natalie during practices correlated in any other way to student status as a student with a disability. So he said, she said, and I would like to know who this other witness who attended the practices, because I was the only other person other than the coaches allowed to be there because of my daughter being disabled. Just saying. So I would love to know who this other witness who attended all these practices. The parent alleges that Coach Laura refused to facilitate communication between him and other parents to enable his daughter to participate in extra cheer practices. During my investigation, I could not find any evidence that other cheerleaders were instructed to get together after practice. Coach Laura denies that she facilitated communication with other parents to set up extra cheer practices. In fact, a text message referenced in Allegation 4 suggests she did not encourage cheerleaders to work on cheers outside of practice. So this cheer coach lies and says she did not tell her girls to practice outside of cheer practice. Anybody that is familiar with the cheer program knows that this is a blatant lie. Therefore, I find no evidence to support discrimination with respect to this claim. Hold on, let me check on my allegation list to see if this is even, where we at. We're on 9. So let's see. Parent alleges coach refused to facilitate communication between him and other parents to enable his daughter to participate in extra cheer practice, even though other girls were instructed to get together after official practice. So again, 9 was reworded to facilitate their narrative. What's up, Scott? Number 10, the parent alleges that Coach Laura referred to the student as a squad supporter to other parents and students at the Florence Freedom event in July. The information I obtained during the investigation indicated that the conversation did occur at Florence Freedom event. Additional documentation that I reviewed indicated that the parent approached the coaches and initiated a conversation regarding Natalie and Natalie's status on the team. So this was a parent. Oh yeah. Hey stalkers, if they're there, hey. So anyways, regarding Natalie's status on the squad, as noted above, while I find that the use of the term squad supporter is problematic in that it created confusion regarding Natalie's role, I don't believe that this was constituted. I'm sorry, I can't read right now. I'm angry. I don't believe that this constituted discriminatory conduct on the part of Coach Laura Nagel. Hold on, Natalie. I don't want you to accidentally. Here we go. Since Natalie was neither denied access to cheerleading nor denied participation cheerleading. Wrong. Natalie was removed 3 times from practice, and on several occasions asked to sit out. I know. Parent alleges that the parent alleges that every practice a cheerleading coach placed his daughter in a different position, and that other students were able to keep their spots and routines. Let me check that against my mine. Okay, so it looks like they didn't change the wording. So, like I told them in the meeting, and I have recordings, I have audio recordings that refute some of this information. So, all right, go ahead and hit the button. So, anyways, at every practice, Natalie was put in a different spot during these routines. So, and I even commented to the coach about that. But I also, man, I got to protect the person involved who sent me messages. But hold on, Natalie. I know she says hi. Jody Coy says hi, Natalie. All right. Anyways, the information provided by Mr. Relford was not consistent with the documents that I reviewed. These documents show cheer plans for different cheerleading formations, and these plans, cheerleaders had different spots for different formations, regardless of disability status. I noted that these cheer plans that Natalie was in 2 different locations for the 5 different formations. There was way more than 5 different formations, but Natalie was put in a different spot at every time during the practices. He based this off of the videos and not the practices.
Hi.
Natalie says hi.
Right.
Yeah. Tam said hi. Susan said hi.
Yeah.
But let's move on. A parent alleges that his daughter was excluded from specific cheerleading videos. This is the fun one. So when I went, the allegation was, well, here you can read it. Specific cheerleading videos that were posted to the West Claremont cheerleading Facebook page. All right. Parent alleges that his daughter was excluded from specific cheerleading videos that were posted on West Claremont. Okay, so they didn't change the wording, but the specific was right here. On August 4th, Natalie is in one video, and another cheerleader who is identified as a student with a disability, I don't know who that could have been, is visible in all 5. So Natalie's in one video, but out of the 5 videos posted, Natalie is only in 1. Let's see. Let's go down. During the course of my investigation, it was stated that Natalie would be given breaks due to apparent fatigue because of her nonverbal. She is nonverbal, and this was done as a safety measure. Additionally, one other video had a different cheerleader sitting out due to illness, and this is a video throughout the season, which, no, Natalie. No, that doesn't go on here. Sorry, Natalie's being a butt. Yeah, we're about to go get something to eat as soon as I'm done with this. Sorry, this is going to be such a long video. All right, I just want people to have a live update of what's going on. Because there are legitimate non-discriminatory reasons why Natalie may not have appeared in all videos, I cannot find a preponderance of evidence that Natalie was excluded from video recordings of cheer because of her status as a child with a disability. So, hold on. Where are we at? Here we go. 5 videos. Natalie is in 1. While there's 5, Natalie is in 1. 5 videos. Natalie's in 1. That is. I'll post those videos too. I took a recording of those videos. You'll see where they had Natalie sit out to take a whole. I mean, these videos span most of the practice for that day. There was others at the time, but they didn't take video of it when they did it. This was just of the videos that they did have. All right, let's see. So then they blanket statemented all of these right here that took place during a meeting on August 8th. Oh, Natalie says hi, Emily. Anyway, so, sorry, I was looking at the comments. Tiffany Sawyer stated that the student would not participate in competition cheerleading. That's 14. Okay, they did not change that one. Tiffany Sawyer intentionally provided false information to a parent regarding tryouts for the competition in basketball squads. Oh, here we go. This is another change they did. Tiffany Sawyer intentionally provided false information to the parent regarding tryouts for the competition in basketball squads, stated there were 3 separate tryouts and not every girl made the competition team. So let's review the facts. All right.
I know.
Not every Natalie was the only girl that didn't participate in the competitions. Hold on. And there was only one tryout last year for these all 3 of these. So it wasn't 3 individual tryouts, it was one tryout. But notice they removed that because it creates the narrative that they want. Mike Kirk made an inappropriate comment suggesting that had Natalie tried out for the cheerleading team, she would not have made it. Mike Kirk made an inappropriate comment suggesting that had his daughter tried out for cheerleading team, she would not have made it. Oh, okay. So they didn't change the wording on that one. Find it funny how they did it on some but not others? Yeah. The IEP team inappropriately determined his daughter must try out for basketball cheerleading team when the parent believed that she was promised a spot on the team. When the parent believed she was promised a spot on the team. Natalie was told she was on the team, not that I believed. Natalie was told this. The IEP team inappropriately determined that his daughter must try out for the basketball team, a cheerleading team, when parent believed that she was promised a spot on the team. Looked pretty correct. Through my interview of several individuals who attended the meeting, including one suggested by Mr. Relford, I did not find any evidence that false information was presented to the parent at the time of the meeting. The district was planning on having tryouts for basketball cheerleading. However, information was brought to the district's attention at a later date that a sign was posted in the middle school the previous spring that showed which cheerleaders made the football and basketball cheerleading squads. Given this information, which was not known at the time of August 8th meeting, the district decided to hold tryouts only for the open cheerleading positions. 2 positions were open for various reasons, such as a student moved. So they said that at this time, August 8th, when they made that determination that all the girls had to retry out, they didn't know that the girls had already tried out. So they're saying that the 2 athletic directors that were in attendance of that meeting didn't know that the coaches held a tryout and picked the girls for basketball and football season the year prior, when that same coach that was a part of that tryout process was also present. And they continued this narrative all the way up until October 10th. That all the girls had to try out. That retry out. And I have documentation proving it. Let's go over here. Let's go back over here to the... let's go to the cheerleading stuff. Tryouts. Let's see. Let's go to WC... Here we go. Why did this go into that mode? Oh, I must accidentally hit it. All right. So, let's see. This is when they all called it. Right here. Important. Mark your calendars for Thursday, October 25th. Who? 7th and 8th grade WCMS students that want to cheer for basketball season. When? Mandatory clinic, blah, blah, blah. You guys can read. Tryout numbers and group assignments will be determined prior to the beginning of actual tryouts. Where the gym? What to dress? Final forms must be done. Parents are not permitted to be inside. Fine. Students must be academically eligible and criteria outlined, blah, blah, blah. So, now, this was what went out to everybody that was on the team. All right. Hey, Curry. This is what went out to everybody on the team. This is the official. You have to be on the team to get this one right here. All right. But let's take one step back. Clarification. At the time, Principal Crow wants to be fair to the new students enrolled at our district by providing them with the opportunity to try out for basketball cheer. Thanks for understanding. Because so many, I know that has been a confusing regarding the basketball cheer tryouts. Because they were so angry, so many parents went to the district and said, my daughter already tried out. She shouldn't have to, she was promised a spot on the team. That's when they came back with this, they already had to try out. But Natalie was also provided a spot on the team as well. Her promised spot was up for grabs, though. Let's go back to the allegations. 18. Parent alleges that district engaged in discrimination when it restricted his access to certain areas of the middle school. Let's go to my 18. Parent alleges that district engaged in discrimination when it restricted his access to certain areas of the middle school after telling him to be in those locations or his daughter could not participate. Again, let's go back to this. They reconfigured this for their because this is what's going to the state. This is what's going to the state. So notice they left that out again. They are outlining their narrative. Again, telling me that I was supposed to be in those locations or his daughter could not participate. It's so crazy. During my investigation, I reviewed policy regarding visitors, blah, blah, blah. I followed all those. I had I even have documentation. Witnesses stated on a particular occasion, Mr. Relford was in a building and reported to see the nurse. However, he was discovered in a different part. Hold on, who's it? Hey, Gail. He was discovered in a different part of the building, and the front office sent the school resource officer to speak with him. The expectations that visitors report to the office, sign in, wear a visitor sticker, and do not go to parts of the building unrelated to their visit. So Michelle Cruz, who's Natalie's intervention specialist teacher, her special ed teacher, and I got emails and text messages from her asking for me to bring Natalie's AAC device and her laptop that was from over the summer. When I went to the office, I had those in my hand, and I stated I needed to take those to her. They said, fine. I used my ID, scanned it, they gave me a sticker, and I went to that classroom. That's when they sent the officer after me. Notice that's not even in here. They said I was supposed to go to the office. Allegation 19. The parent alleges that I'm almost done, sweetheart. The parent alleges that the district did not take appropriate action when he expressed concerns about his daughter's experience with cheerleading on August 8th. Parent alleges that the district did not take appropriate actions when he expressed concerns about his daughter's experience with cheerleading on August 8th and almost every week after when new situations were reported. Again, notice the narrative changes. During my investigation, I found no evidence suggests that the team did not take appropriate action at the IEP meeting that held on 8/8. IEP meeting discussed Natalie's interest in participation in cheerleading, the supports and services that might be necessary to afford her an equal opportunity to participate. The IEP was amended to address her extracurricular participation. The team agreed that she required a paraprofessional to assist during football cheerleading season. The prior written notice does not indicate any issues were unsettled. It is, as it states, first of all, they keep addressing this with these prior written notices. In these prior written notices, it's just notes that the special needs coordinator takes. It doesn't cover everything. And he left out a bunch of stuff that I've had to make and go back and correct before. And I'll show you those emails. Let's go, Tyler Lucas. All right. Amendments of records. Hi, Alan. I'm just sending this email to document our phone conversation. You have a request about the PWN, which is the prior written notice, be amended to a parent stated that he did not use, would not have used blah, blah, blah. This is how, because this was left out. This was information that was left out of another one. Right here. Let's see. Here we go. This is the prior written notice. And this was my response to that. Oh, what the heck? I reviewed the PRO1 completed by Michelle Cruz. It was factually inaccurate. In the meeting, I provided an avenue to feel safe with my daughter returning to school. I told you I would be comfortable with returning to school if I could stop in to perform parental checks to know my daughter is safe. I know she could return to school that day, and neither you nor Dr. Benjamin were willing to agree with that. You are not being consistent with providing my daughter a free and public education. I think that the record needs to reflect this and not omit the truth. My fears are valid and feel WC West Claremont School District is not in compliance with FAPE at this time. I will pass this information on to Disability Rights of Ohio as well and include within my U.S. Department of Civil Rights complaint. Thank you. Then he was willing to amend the record. So those records are not, all inclusive. Just to address that. So anyways, parent alleges that the district did not take appropriate action and express experience. Oh yeah, we're already on that. Given the information, given the information obtained from the individuals who attended the meeting, including Mr. Relford's friend, it appears that the prior written notice accurately reflects the conversation. Did not. My friend gave alternative testimony that they are now saying was in compliance with everybody else. But he says that inadvertently in a little bit. Hey, Alma. Hey, Sonia. Parent alleges that Coach Laura made inappropriate comments about him and believes such comments have portrayed him as a pervert and created the impression, Natalie, stop, that he demanded to attend cheerleading practices. I was not able to find any information. Oh, hold on. So this is allegation 20. Again, they omitted the fact that it was a requirement by the school and district. Notice that it says right here on number 20, it had been required by the school and district. Again, right here, boom, missing, omitted. Was not able to find any information to corroborate these claims. In fact, a correspondence. So now they're saying that there was a correspondence between a parent and the coach that there was a okay, thank you for making us. Misread, blah, blah, blah. I was reviewed and reflect the coach was respectful when given accusations about Mr. Relford via text message from another parent. Coach Laura responded to the complaint with, it doesn't give a date. Notice it doesn't give a date on when this occurred. Thank you for making us aware. Have you reached out to administration or school? Because none of these complaints, because I was made to be at present all the way up until September 29th. Okay, thank you for making us aware, blah, blah, blah. Tiffany's emails. And if you want to email Tiffany and ask her, there you go. My email address is boom. As documented above, Coach Laura then appropriately referred the parent to the school administration. Additionally, I interviewed one cheerleading parent, and this parent stated that Coach Laura did not make any inappropriate comments about Mr. Relford in her presence. No witnesses suggested by Mr. Relford corroborated this claim. Therefore, I find no evidence to support the discrimination with respect to this claim. So, I don't know why your comments are showing up. Yeah, I guess because you're commenting. I don't know. I have no idea. Are you trying to do a private message? Let's see, 21. Oh yeah. This is so funny. On August 23rd, the parent alleges that Coach Laura inappropriately restricted his access to the cheerleaders. That one just kills me. Let's go over to the real allegation list that I provided. On August 23rd, the parent alleges that Coach Laura inappropriately removed his daughter, Natalie Relford, from practices. They don't even address the fact that she did this. Instead, Coach Laura restricted his access to the cheerleaders. What? This is crazy. The parent indicated that he came to the middle school before a game to see his daughter. Certain witnesses I interviewed in the main office could not recall the specific incident. One witness indicated that the parent attempted to attend the cheerleading practice after a paraprofessional had already been hired by the district. So they couldn't recall the incident, but then they did recall the incident? I don't know. While I cannot establish any facts of discrimination with respect to this allegation, it is clear that this was a confusion regarding whether Mr. Relford was required or permitted to attend practices, and that a better process should have been put in place to communicate expectations with the parent. Mr. Relford alleges that the district provided aid, sent Natalie to the office unaccompanied when she was hired to be with her and monitor her. Mr. Relford reported the aide stayed outside the building observing practice and was not in care of her charge. This was Madeline Malee, the special ed teacher over at the school. So that is true. Alleges, hold on. I don't, yeah, was that worded differently? Hold on. Okay, no, that was worded wrong. So, but anyway, so that happened. That happened in the meeting that they discussed right here about this incident where the paraprofessional was already hired. Blah blah blah. Anyways, so during the course of my investigation, I could not find evidence to corroborate this allegation. There was no evidence that the aide was not trained nor available to provide support or administer necessary medication to Natalie after August 23rd. So, the people that witnessed this situation where the aide, who was supposed to be with Natalie at all times, stayed outside and sent Natalie into the building by herself, which, Natalie can mostly handle herself, but happened during when one of the attacks from Coach Laura, where she called to have Natalie brought to the office and left in the office and was not allowed to participate. This was witnessed by Mr. Bohannon, Miss Harrison or whatever her name is, Miss Thorpe or Thorne or Jody Thorne or Thorpe or whatever her name is, my daughter's occupational therapist, 2 female parents, and their 2 female students. All of these people witnessed this happen, but could not find evidence to corroborate this allegation, which means you have a school full of liars. Crazy. Mr. Relford alleges that in May, when daughter was placed on cheerleading team, that an IEP meeting should have been called to address extracurricular activities and supports that should have been put in place. During my investigation, I found that the special ed supervisor was not made aware of this situation until July. While I agree that it should have been appropriate to convene an IEP meeting, the district's failure to do so in May does not appear to have been discriminatory. Natalie was provided with the opportunity to participate in cheerleading, and the IEP team met prior to school resuming in August and determined that sports and services necessary to facilitate the participation. So here he is saying, yes, a meeting should have happened. This is what he's saying. A meeting should have taken place. But the fact that it didn't happen is not that it's discriminatory. We didn't have no wrongdoing, and we still let her have an aide before school started. Hello. Hey, what's up, Daniel? Long time no see. Mr. Relford alleges the school administrators' staff have bullied and harassed him on several occasions, including sending the sheriff after him when he followed school sign-in protocol and was in areas he was supposed to be. During the course of my investigation, I could not find any evidence that the school administrators or staff bullied or harassed a parent in violation of the district's policy. As stated above, regarding allegation 18, there was a situation in which the school resource officer did stop Mr. Relford when he was discovered in a part of the middle school unrelated to his purpose for visiting the school. However, it is stated above that no evidence that this interaction constituted disability discrimination. Again, let's omit the facts. Allen was found handing the required material to the person who asked for it after signing in. Go ahead. Do it again, man. After he was allowed to sign and go there. Number 25, Coach Laura Nagel delayed ordering Natalie's uniform and contacting varsity rep until the end of June so as not to have enough time for Natalie to get a complete uniform. He also alleged that the coach instituted a rule that if a cheerleader's uniform was incomplete, then she may not participate in games, with exception to Florence Freedom event. Coach Nagel denied this allegation, and the documentation I reviewed demonstrated that the coaches worked with the parent and informed him of the process of contacting the varsity rep shortly after their initial meeting with Mr. Relford and Panera. June 21st. Additionally, it does not appear that Natalie was prevented from participating in any games or practices due to uniform policy. Therefore, I cannot substantiate this claim. I just want to go ahead and give you... So anyway, I just want to give you this right here. So let me break this one down for you. They admitted that Natalie was the meeting didn't take place until June 21st. What they admit is the fact that Natalie was not allowed to order until July 2nd. But they also admit is the fact that this meeting in July 21st was supposed to occur in May. But let's go. Let's see. Brittany, hold on. WC. Okay, here we go. So let me show you. Let's go on back. All right. So, let me see if this is the ones. Friday, June 8th. Just following up to see if Thursday or Friday before 12 p.m. would be a good time to meet. So after they blew me off at in May, they wanted to set up a meeting that week right here. It was like this, I guess, the second week. Then they wanted to do, which is right, or here we go. Again, how many? I'm asking questions. Then they pushed it back again, 21st to 22nd. Every time I'm like, okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Sorry, so late. Do you want to meet tomorrow at 10? Do you see? Sure, no problem. Great, see you there. Do you see how many times they pushed that meeting? Anyways, so what they've done here is they've turned this into a he said, she said. And then they've reworded and narrated this situation to come to a certain conclusion. I'm very disappointed in this. I expected there to be some, but they still want to mediate. So let's see what they say then. Pending on mediation, I will take my complaints up with due process and with the Office of Civil Rights, or the United States Department of Civil Rights, and with the offices of, or the Ohio Department Office of Education, or whatever it is. This has been a disgusting and saddened situation all the way around. They never addressed the complaints with the coach. They briefly touched up the fact that we had, several meetings because of the behavior, but never addressed it. Because they reworded their each question, or most of the questions. So, I mean, it's unbelievable to me. I'm just completely flabbergasted. I expected there to be them to try to wiggle out of some and try to explain away some things, but I didn't expect for them to just say, "Oh, I don't recall," or "There's no evidence," or or just to outright omit facts. They said that there was no evidence, but I gave them emails. I gave them times and dates. And, what really kills me is there are several cameras in the office that lots of this took place. And I told them, pull the video evidence. I gave them dates and times. Pull the video evidence. It'll prove it. Their response to me was, "Oh, those don't work." You mean to tell me you guys paid for cameras that don't work? I know, she loves me. It's my baby. I'm so sad by this whole situation because I was hoping for I was hoping for there to be a fair and an impartial, investigation. I thought that Dr. Jenkins had more integrity. I thought that Mr. Bohannon, the principal, had more integrity. I thought that the teachers and Tyler Lucas had more integrity. I have learned otherwise. These are not people with integrity. These are people that are willing to harm a child to protect the district. And in my opinion, that is vile and disgusting. And they didn't even address the issues with, well, they briefly addressed the issues with the coach, spreading the rumor saying, "Oh, that couldn't have happened. That didn't happen. I never heard it," because they said they asked. But I wanted to give everybody an update as to what was going on because I tried to be as fully transparent in the situation as possible. You know, I'm sure that there's people that's going to take this and run with it and be like, "See, look, no finding of no evidence." Those are going to be the people that are friends of the coaches. Those are going to be, but I'm also going to be releasing some more stuff as well. A conversation I had with one of the parents. I'm going to release that as well. She didn't know she was being recorded at the time, but it was one of the parents of the cheerleading, the girls on the cheerleading squad. The night of the award ceremony that I didn't know about. So, thank you guys for supporting us and helping me through this because honestly, your guys have been great and wonderful, and it isn't over. No, not by a long shot. We love you guys. We appreciate you guys, and if there's any changes, I'll let you guys know whatever. Because I think that as members of the community and as parents of children with special needs, you guys need to know what's going on. This is the kind of behavior they have. These are people that are supposed to be advocates for our children. These are people that are supposed to be advocates for our children, and they are perpetuating the problems. So I want you guys to remember this going forward when you're dealing with schools and whatnot. And I'm so sorry. All I have to protect myself is a camera in my mouth right now, so I'll use whatever I have. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. I know this is a long one. Jody, Emily, Gail. I can't figure out who that is. Everybody, Tanya, thank you. Goodbye. You can PM me if you want.